in this stream, we're actually going to be breaking down a track by Isabelle here under her artist name Ballsy, which
That's
is
me.
a great name.
Thank you.
And yeah, do you want to tell us a little bit about the track that we're going to check out?
Yeah, so this track just came out January 25th, so it's still fresh. It's
Nice.
fresh track. It's called Joe Millionaire. It's by me, Ballsy.
Let's get right into the session. So I'm going to break it out here on the... But yeah, I love the way you outlined your session. Nice and simple.
Oh yeah, I'm a total nerd when it comes to organizing my session, as you can tell.
But it's like
kind of organized.
when you have it like that, the arrangement is very clear. It's just like, that's what you're working with.
Yeah, it makes everything a lot smoother and easier and faster, which when you're doing everything yourself, especially, it just saves you so much energy and capacity to focus on the creative part and having fun with the actual sonic world. So I'm a big fan of labeling things, bussing, grouping things together, putting markers for all your sections, all that good stuff. That kind of little tedious work goes a long, long way.
Nice. Well, let's take a listen to like the first part of the song, and then we can start breaking it down, because I noticed the drums are not coming in at the top, and
yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's the basic gist of the song. Lots of, like I said, just really guitar driven and rage driven.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So let's take a look at the drums and just see what's happening there. So how did you write these out?
Okay, so I bounced these down. These were actually done using a VST drummer, so a plug-in drummer, addictive drums.
Okay.
What's on the drums is really just like a lot of just like analog style EQs and just kind of like a little tape machine glue action.
Let's open some of those up. So like you have
Sure.
the Pultec, that's a great one.
Yeah, I love this EQ plugin so much. I'll often just like grab a preset and just like mess around with it a little bit. So you can tell I just put an actual just like kick preset on the whole kit. And
Interesting.
And this is what I'm always saying. I feel like I've said this in previous videos, but like one of the best things I've ever heard is like use something the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't really exist, you know? Like you can do whatever you want with any tool at your disposal. At the end of the day, if you think it sounds cool, then great.
Yeah.
And screw the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of that. Just a little bit of kind of LA2A compression and this kind of emulated tape machine here.
Nice.
And this saturation, just again on the default setting. Like if you want to hear the before and after.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah.
So that's without it. Then when I turn it on, it kind of heats up and comes to life a little bit.
Cool.
A little radiator, you know, it heats it up. Gets a little spicy. I always like to add some kind of little glue on my buses, and I've got just the LANDR Effects Beats here. And I just did the EQ plugin, little light cleanup.
Yeah.
Little light cleanup. I don't want to do a big cleanup. I just want to do a little cleanup. Okay?
Yeah, and just blend it in.
Exactly.
It's even lighter than it was before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's hear like a before and after.
So this is without it. Not bad, not bad. And you're going to hear it just gets a little bit cleaned up. Just a little bit. It's so subtle, but it's
Can you
just
max it
enough.
out just like to hear the turn that? Nice. So it sounds like it's kind of like removing some of the mud and then the highs come through.
Exactly.
So, cool.
Well, then we got bass. And This was recorded DI.
Cool.
Nothing fancy, directly into my interface. And let's just have a quick lesson here. Again, classic.
Bass, big and fat. Can't
Bass,
go wrong.
Big and fat.
Yeah.
Dial in it a little bit, you're done. Again, just kind of brings it to life, cleans it up a little bit. Ran it through an ran it through an amp emulator to give it a little bit more of that analog feel as well. Again, a little bit of compression. Nothing too crazy because I want to make sure that we're hearing the actual picking.
Right.
Well, then we get into Synthland, which is always super fun. So I'm really fortunate to have access to, I've got some fun kind of vintage synths at home. And so we've got like a Juno 106 and a Korg Poly Ensemble.
Nice.
So some really fun stuff. On the synth bus itself, oh yeah, maybe we can talk about that later. But on the individual synths, again, you're going to see just some EQ of just like high passing everything and just making sure the lows aren't competing with the bass and the drums, giving a little high boost to things here and there, adding that radiator on everything to give it a little bit of analog saturation. And then, yeah, once I was done with all that, again, grouped all of the synths and then ran them all through this emulator here, which is a Neve emulator of the 1073, which is one of my favorite preamps that I do not have.
Yeah. No, not
so
a lot of
really
people
nice.
have them.
Yeah,
this one's really nice to add some color in it.
Yeah.
This one we have in LANDR Studio. Let's hear it before and after. This is interesting.
You got it. So that's without it. Again, so subtle.
Yeah.
You hear it a little bit more here.
Right. It's bringing out those highs there.
So that's off, and then with it on again. Yeah,
oh boy.
It just cleans it up a little bit, adds some more presence, adds some more kind of sparkly bits.
Nice.
And, kind of makes everything fit together a little bit better.
Sweet.
And just get that nice kind of analog high end. That's really great. So that's it. We got drums, we got bass, we got synths. And then we got guitars.
Nice. Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah. So I got Corey in the band who came up with this great kind of crunchy lick here. Nothing too wild here. Again, just a little bit of EQ, compression, console, sometimes in weird orders. It's great.
Nice. Yeah, like I noticed the preamp at the end of the chain, which isn't usually the case. I've done that too, though, before. It depends on the color mix you're going for.
Yeah, you can absolutely experiment with the order of plugins, because you're right. Like, usually you would be going through the console first, of course, and then you'd be running all your EQ and compression and all that. But, you can color it first and then put it through the console emulator and get a totally different scenario. And then again, on my bus of guitars, I got LANDR effects on here.
Nice.
Again, just the electric
cool
one. And again, an EQ preset. I just wanted some more presence, and you'll notice again, it just kind of cleans it up, tightens it up. I blend it in a bit, but I can max it out for you to really hear the...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I still wanted to keep some body, still keep some warmth, but just add a little bit of extra presence, so this was perfect.
Nice. Yeah, it bumps it up just a little bit.
Exactly. Just enough for it to like peek through the mix a little bit better and just, again, clean it up.
Let's get into the vocals. So
okay.
So this is you on vocals.
Oh, yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, so this is probably where the most processing is. Just recording in my studio space on a condenser microphone into a little preamp, a little analog preamp. Just kind of simple EQ moves, high passing, adding a little bit more body here, and boosting a little bit of the sparkly bits. And this is a new move I've been doing.
Okay.
The de-essing.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do it after the compressors. but I've been trying it before the compressors. Both work, depending on what you want to do. It might be my new mic. It might be my new preamp. I don't know. But I'm liking the soothing of the S's before going into the compression.
Yeah, it's probably the compressor's working a bit more, it's not hitting it right away.
Yeah.
Like the strong S sound.
Yeah. So I've been having luck with that, which is great. And then I'm going to do, and you've probably seen me do this on the channel before, to be honest, but a little bit of serial compression, an 1176, and then an LA2A. I like those two. I like them in this order. So sue me. This first one's really fast. It helps get that kind of pop sound to make everything feel nice and even without like sucking the life out of something. Just kept it at like a 4-to-1 ratio. And then the LA2A is just going to bring a lot of that kind of analog warmth along with some extra kind of doing its own kind of compression, which is really great. And on both of them, I'm just looking for about like 5 to 7 dB of attenuation.
Cool.
And yeah, that works great for me. You might need to dial in different settings on your end, but I feel like that's a good starting place for most folks is like a 4-to-1 ratio and just looking for that dial to move up to about 5 to 7 dB when you're compressing. It depends on how loud your performance is.
Yeah, how dynamic
it is. Exactly. So feel free to mess around with those settings, but that tends to work for me. Then I got 2 effect racks in a row. What the heck am I doing here? Oh my God. Okay. The Decapitator. I love it. It's cranked. Holy moly, is it cranked.
Yeah.
It's pretty crunchy. Let's hear what it sounds like. Phone died, need a ride, no light, the grass is green. She's so cute. Now she's mad. So this is a very cool kind of like saturation distortion plugin with a lot of cool settings. Again, kind of emulating analog gear. And I've cranked the drive and I've got like a 50-50 mix here. And then a little bit of just clean up a little vocal harshness is what I said.
Cool. That's what you typed in? Yeah.
And then it.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, a very cool tool here. But then I've got my sends, and you'll see this kind of throughout all the vocals, is I tend to set up a widening send, a short reverb send, a slap delay send, and then a long reverb send. And that's, you might find my rev plate here.
Cool.
You could kind of dial that in. And it's emulating the EMT here.
Yeah, I love this reverb. Yeah. It sounds great.
Now we're going to hear it with mastering. Then it does its thing.
Yeah.
The robots are working.
Nice.
Takes a few seconds. I don't think you're ready. For this, Joey?
Do you ever like mess with the panning while it's measuring the stereo image? Just mess with it?
No, Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we hear that a lot better. Sorry. Could bring up the loudness.
Yeah, -11's perfect.
I could go harder on the de-esser, EQ it a little bit, make it wider, more focus, more saturation.
I think you're good with the saturation.
Crank it. I'm just kidding. Anyway, that's it. Okay.
Nice. That's an amazing breakdown of that track, and like how you like it's a specific sound you're going for too, and like you made the decisions to get to that sound that maybe wouldn't apply to other types of music, right? So like,
yeah, for sure. This is definitely more in the like alternative kind of rock pop world. It's certainly under the pop umbrella, but there is some heavy guitars. There is an actual drum kit, bass, all that stuff. So not maybe everything would translate to like a radio pop song, but a lot of the same principles would still be there.
Right. Well, that's it for this stream. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. See you later.
Bye.